welcome. My name is Maye Edwin, and I'm the creator of Mulika. So Mulika is basically tiny in-browser and Nodejs JavaScript test tool, and yeah, very minimal. So what I'm going to do today is just show you how to actually use Mulika. And when you go to our landing page or our docs, so mulika.web.app, the first thing you see here is the playground for Node.js playground with by RunKit. So from here you can be able to just jump into it, like see how it works, testing within Node.js environment. So what I'm going to do is try to explain what's happening here, and then the next thing will be show you how to set up your in-browser terminal UI for you to visualize your tests within your website or Node.js applications, basically web apps. So Mulika has two methods: type check and expect. For type check, basically to check, helps you to test or check the type of variables you're interacting with within your project. And then we have expect, that allows you now to run any other kind of test that you may want to run within your Node.js or web app. Okay, so test against JavaScript actually. So now explaining the type check one. Okay, so what's happening here, just reading through the statement. So we are going to kind of type check the type of boolean for the value registered. So actually that's how you read through the type check method or test. So type check the type of boolean for the value registered. It's actually an object with two parameters, properties, the type and the value. So the type is the type check, and then the value is what is being actually tested. And in this case, we have registered. It's basically a boolean. So what we expect is that this test pass. Okay, so because it's a boolean actually. And then the next step is all the next is expect. So for all any kind of test you may want to run. So like for example, this function, we want to just make sure that this function returns a sum of two numbers, and it's actually working. So our expect method takes in three parameters. So we have the message, the value that is being tested or whatever is being tested, and then the assertion, which is also a variable. So all three are needed. You have to provide them. So in our case, we have we expect sum to be 10 for the value add, which is a function, and then our assertion is 10. So when we run this test, you expect that all the two tests passes. So pass type check of type of boolean and expected sum to be 10. Okay, cool. So if we had this one as a number, okay, so we expect that it fails. Or even if we had false, sometimes you can have two coming in as for example, a boolean value coming in as a string. So you could check it out. So expect a type of boolean, not a string. So basically that is how to do the type check within Node.js. And then for our function, you could also kind of alter. So expected sum to be 10, but we give in, let's say, 9 and 9. What will we get? Expect an error. So expected sum to be 10, not 18. Yes, and shows you kind of the line where we are having this error taking place. So basically that is how Mulika works for Node.js. Now let's jump into in-browser testing. Great. So head over to the documentation. So Mulika CDN, so minimal in-browser UI, add on to your pages. So works in Google Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. So the first thing we need to do is add the scripts. And for that purpose, I actually have a minimal website that we're going to use. So let me just make sure that it's working. Can start it. Oops, okay. Let me just play it up. Great. So this is our cross. Okay, close. So this is our PWA. It's actually a PWA, yeah. So we want to run tests against it. So we're going to add Mulika terminal UI in browser testing. Great. So the first thing we need to do is add the scripts above any files to be tested in your HTML. Yep, and you can see it's we always get the latest version of it. Okay, cool. In our index page, this is where we want to run our Mulika. Sorry. This value here. Okay, cool, great. So above any test file, so we have test.js. Okay, and then the next thing is add styles to HTML page, yeah, for our component or our terminal, Mulika terminal, the component shared. Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, let me just copy this. Awesome. So can put it in our head tag. All of the styles. That's cool. The next thing is add the HTML comment at the bottom of your HTML page in the body tag before any scripts in your page. Sure. So we copy it before any scripts, but the last time item in our body tag. Yep. Great. Then we can do some cleaning. We format. Yep. So we have it added. Great. If we went to our app, we can see there's nothing yet. So we still keep going. So configuring for in browser Mulika. So in your test.js file, you need to enable debug or dev mode. So and start it, the Mulika environment. So that's how you do it. So we jump into a test file. This one here, and we have Mulika set up. Format. If we go into our browser, our terminal is ready. Awesome. So that's how it is. Now we can now start running our tests. So the first one we could do type check. Great. So yep. Awesome. So let's say we have const population. Okay. People, and then that's the same kind of format we do with the Nodejs environment after setting up. So we want to do what? Mulika dot type check. Actually, Mulika means watch in Swahili. Means English. Means watch in English. I mean. Yep. In case you're wondering, so we have our Mulika method. So it's an object. You pass it in. Okay, so reading through the statement. So type check type of number for the value population. Yeah, great. So we can go into our browser and check if our test here type check type of number. So it is passing. So the test passes. If we had it as a string, sometimes we expect it to fail. Okay, let's see. Yeah, at test line 7. So that's where we are having our error. So it fails. If we reverted back to our number, then we have our test passing, our type check passing. So basically that is what's happening. And then the next thing will be now having a function. Let's say we have a function add, just like the other one. So it is taking 2 parameters. Then we have to, this function of ours returns sum of 2 parameters provided. Okay. So we want to run test to make sure that it actually returns a sum. So mulika.expect. Remember, it takes in 3 parameters or variables which you must provide. So the first one is a message. So we expect sum to be, let's say, 25 for the value. So we can add in the values we want to kind of add the 2 variables or parameters or arguments, and then our assertion. So what we expect is 25. Great. So is a number. So if you refresh, yeah, expect them to be 25. So our function add actually works and it is returning the same what we expect. So if we did, let's say, provide 10 and 13, so we expect this the test to fail. It's expected sum to be 25, not 23 at line. Yeah, so it shows you where the error is actually happening. And yeah, so that's how you Mulika, or you watch in English with Mulika test library, testing library, I mean. So yeah, so that is basically what I wanted to show you about Mulika, and I hope you loved it, and looking forward to you guys actually using it and sending in feedback. You can actually follow the repo on get the repo on GitHub on my account. Yeah, any issue, file it up. You want to contribute, get started, and that would be very, very nice. Actually, it's less than 24 hours, I think. So let's actually check and see how many people have already installed. 785, yeah, that's really impressive. Yeah, become the 786 one, and share. If you have any feedback, feel free to shoot over via my Twitter at Maye Edwin, and I'll be very, 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 very happy to have a chat with you. Yeah. Cheers, guys, and thank you so much. Bye bye. The next video will be about the next biggest, tiniest Mulika update. Cheers. Bye bye.